Did you know that every minute in the United States, a person is sexually assaulted? And every minute, 20 people are abused in some way, shape, or form? While those statistics are awful, if you're one of those people, it's even worse. The effects of trauma can be long-lasting and terrible. They create nightmares and fear, anxiety, depression, and other mental illnesses, not to mention PTSD and literal disease in our bodies. The effects of trauma not only affect us, but our family and our friends as well. But there's hope. The effects of abuse don't have to drag us into this endless abyss of darkness. We can rise above the ashes and become whole again. We can find peace and happiness and joy. We don't have to let the abuse define us and ruin our lives. We can heal from it. We can become whole and happy and joyful again. I know because I'm also an abuse survivor. Hi, my name's Bonnie. I'm the host of the Come Off Conqueror show and the founder of the STAR group. STAR stands for Sexual Trauma and Abuse Recovery. It's a special program that was designed for women to heal from abuse trauma. Because I know firsthand that we need a community that is encouraging and uplifting, a community that will help us grow and learn and support us in becoming a better version of ourselves, and support us in letting go of all the emotional baggage that has held us down. This 12-week program is an evidence-based class that is designed to be both a support group and a learning environment, where we will both learn about abuse trauma and learn how to recover from abuse trauma. This class is designed to help us become unstuck and move forward in our lives, to heal from all the emotional baggage and all of the emotional wounds that we've endured. The STAR group is a faith-based free support group and class for women who are survivors of any type of sexual assault or abuse trauma, including childhood abuse, rape, partner abuse, emotional, psychological abuse, spiritual abuse, you name it. If it's abuse, we cover it in this class. The purpose of this group is to increase the understanding and impact that these types of traumas have on our brain, on our bodies, and the relationships with ourselves, our family, our friends, and even God. The goal of this class is to help us move forward in our lives, to let go of the emotional baggage that's weighing us down, so that we can live a life full of purpose and meaning and joy and happiness, so that we can feel peace and comfort again. I know from personal experience how hard it can be to heal from this kind of trauma. So I created this group to be a safe haven for other women to come together, to build each other up, to talk and discuss and to heal together. Let me tell you a little bit about the group. Let me give you the format, the topics that we cover, and how this group is going to run. First, let me tell you a little bit about how the group is ran and the format of the class. It's a 12-week program with about 10 participants. We cap the group at about 10 so that it's a nice, small, intimate setting. It's approximately 60 to 90 minutes in length each week. And we offer 2 different ways that you can participate, both virtually and in person. We do virtual meetings on Tuesdays from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time via a private Zoom link. And our in-person meetings are also on Tuesdays, but at 6 to 7:30 p.m. in Layton. Both the Zoom link and the address of the location will be given to you when you register so that we can keep the group private and secure. We hope to start the group February 6th. As long as we have enough participants, we'll be able to do that. As of right now, we have a few signed up, but we don't quite have all of our 10. So as soon as we have 10, we'll go ahead and start the group. And if we have more people interested, we'll start a wait list or we'll start another cohort. See the link down below for more details on that. Now let's go over how the classes ran each week. The first 5 minutes or so is just our welcome and our roll call. The next 10 to 15 minutes is us reporting on our week and how our commitments went. Each week, you'll decide on a commitment, which is kind of like a homework assignment, I guess you could say, where you choose one thing that you're going to work on that week to move towards your healing goals. So that first 10 to 15 minutes is everyone sharing how it went that week doing their commitment. It's also a time to mention if there's anything that you would like the group to discuss during the lesson. The next 30 minutes or so is our discussion and our topic learning. It's where we learn about a topic for that week. The topics are everything from how does trauma affect you, safe coping skills, setting healthy boundaries. There's a lot of different things. I'll go over the topics in just a minute. But during that time, we will use handouts, videos, activities, and lots of tools and fun things that I've got up my sleeve to assist in the learning. Next, we'll have time to do a personal work and personal reflection time. This part is crucial to our learning. It really helps reinforce everything that we just learned so that you can apply it to your own life. This is how real change is created, is right here, how you can apply the learning to your own personal life. It really affects that change. During this time, we use meditation, worksheets, journaling, and lots of different tools to reinforce that learning. Next is our group sharing time. This is one of my favorite parts of the class because here we get to share our aha moments, our biggest takeaways. And as I share my ahas, you might learn something new. As you share your takeaways, I will learn something new. It's a great way to encourage and uplift and really teach each other how these topics apply to each of us. It's really, really cool. The next is where we set our commitments for the week. We'll take a few minutes to pick one thing that we can do during the week to move us forward and towards our healing goals. These commitments don't have to be big. They can be small, like go for a walk or brush my teeth, or they can be bigger things like this week I'm going to make a list of therapists that are near me. I don't necessarily have to call and set an appointment, but I'm going to make a list of the therapists. The idea is that these are small baby steps to get us towards our big goals. And lastly, we're going to pick an accountability partner to help encourage and support us during the week. This is not in place of therapy or meant to be a shoulder to cry on or vent on. It's really meant to be an encouragement and a way to uplift and support one another. It helps create that sense of community and helps us when we're feeling a little frustrated or like things aren't going really well. It's just a great way to check in with one another. And it really helps us stay committed to our goals. So that's the format of the group. If you have any questions on that, please feel free to make a comment or reach out to me. Now let's discuss the class topics and what we're going to discuss each week over the next 12 weeks. The first week is our introduction week. This is where we discuss how we're going to make the group a safe place. We're going to talk about triggers and how to not trigger each other, how we can share our experiences and share our thoughts and stuff like that in a safe way so that we don't trigger each other. I've been in a lot of support groups, and I know that that is a major fear of trauma survivors is what if I get triggered by someone who's in that group? So we're going to discuss how to mitigate those triggers and how we can help each other through them. We'll also discuss our group rules and the class format and what to do if you do get triggered in class. We'll also discuss the different types of abuse, the power and control wheel, what is consent versus coercion. It's just kind of an overview of abuse in general. Defining the types of abuse is really important because sometimes we need to see it and be validated that what happened to us really was abuse. This is going to be a very validating class because once you see it, you can fix it. Okay, week 2 is all about the stages of trauma recovery and what progress really looks like. Let's be honest, we all think progress and healing is going to go like this. But in reality, healing looks more like this with some setbacks, some loop-de-loops. But over the long run, we really are making progress. But sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Let's be honest. So this week, we're going to discuss and take a real bird's eye view of what a healing journey and what our healing path will look like. We're going to create a healing journey vision board, which is a really fun art project that allows you to describe and symbolically create this vision of what you want your life to be like. That's the beauty of life coaching. We help you go from where you are to where you want to be and find the steps that you need to get there. That's what we're going to create in week 2. You'll also do a self-assessment and set some healing goals. This is a really fun week. All right, week 3 is all about how trauma affects our mind, bodies, and spirits. We'll discuss PTSD a little bit, triggers, and how we get through those triggers. We'll discuss coping strategies and other things that will help us understand how trauma affects us and how we can overcome it. Week 4 is support systems. It's all about resources and tools and techniques and things that are out there for you in the community and online that can really help you in your healing journey. We'll discuss what is self-care, and we'll learn how to detach from emotional pain, aka grounding. We'll also discuss different types of therapy, such as talk therapy, hypnotherapy, IFS, EMDR, you name it. We'll probably mention it that week. And I would love to hear how these different therapies have worked for you. Because when we discuss these different modalities, it really opens up a world of possibilities for people. Because sometimes we've tried one thing or multiple things and they haven't worked. So we think, well, shoot, I am never going to get better. Nothing's worked for me. There's nothing out there that's going to work for me, but that just isn't true. There are always lots and lots of options to help. You maybe just didn't find it yet. So this week, we're going to discuss all those possibilities and come up with really great lists to help one another. All right, week 5 is the mental gardening workshop. Now, this is a Come Off Conqueror favorite. Our fans love the mental gardening. This is our spin on thought transformation. You've probably seen tools like this used in EMDR, CBT therapy, hypnotherapy, you name it. There's so many different people who talk about thought transformation in one way, shape, or form. And this is our version of that. And I'm excited about it because it combines subconscious and neuroscience with the spiritual aspect of thoughts and turning things around. It's super cool. I can't wait for you to experience that week. Week 6 is our check-in week, and it's also our week that we discuss self-esteem. So we take a step back and we check in with ourselves and see, how are we progressing? How are we doing? Do we need to reevaluate our goals? Do we need to make some changes? Do we need more resources? It's a great time to check in and see how we're doing. Kind of take our temperature, so to speak. We also discuss self-esteem and body image and learning to trust ourselves again. We'll discuss giving ourselves compassion and grace and really answer that question, who am I now? That is a question that people ask all the time after they've been through some sort of major trauma. They feel like they've lost their sense of identity. So this week, we're going to discuss how to get it back, how to find it again, and how to create something new and beautiful and wonderful out of the ashes. Because remember, you are a phoenix. All right, week 7 is coping with grief, guilt, and self-sabotage. Let's be honest. After abuse happens, we often feel grief for the loss of expectations, the loss of the life that we thought we were going to have, the loss of our innocence. So many grieving feelings and thoughts and processes happen during trauma recovery. A lot of abuse survivors also feel a lot of guilt. They feel like they are to blame. While you are never to blame for abuse, it can feel that way. So we're going to learn how to work through those feelings and how to process them and what to do when those feelings arise. We'll also discuss how to avoid self-sabotage. We'll also discuss how to trust ourselves and how to trust God again, because sometimes those relationships can also be damaged during abuse trauma. This is also the week that we do our Broken Hearts Healing Workshop. This is a powerful combination of healing tools I have learned that will help us accept and let go of what has happened. We will go from victims to victors this week. Week 8 is understanding how culture and intergenerational family patterns and passed down trauma can affect us. Now, we know that society has not made it a safe place for many of us. There's a lot of toxic behaviors and cultural norms that have made abuse possible and even in some ways celebrated. It's really disgusting how culture can affect us in these negative ways. In addition to culture, a lot of people mention how they were abused, their mom was abused, their grandmother, their great grandmother, and they have this abuse pattern and cycle that just keeps happening over and over and over again. And so the next week, week 9, is when we will discuss how to break that chain, how you can break that abuse cycle. We will learn what causes intergenerational trauma and how to break free from those unhealthy patterns and how to create a better life for ourselves and our children and our posterity. Week 10 is all about creating healthy boundaries in relationships. Why is it so hard to say no? That is a question I get asked all the time. And trust me, I get it. I was the queen of being stepped on all the time. I was yes to everything. I did not know how to say no. I have since overcame that. I am so much better at creating healthy boundaries now. So we're going to discuss what is a healthy boundary and what does a safe and healthy relationship even look like. Some of us are so stuck in unhealthy relationships and we have had no role models to show us what a healthy relationship is. So this week, we're going to discuss how to create those. Week 11 is the week that we discuss secondary victims. Unfortunately, we're not the only ones who are affected by our trauma. Our friends and our family often feel the effects as well. This is the lesson where we will discuss how our stories impact those around us and how we can help them also learn to cope and deal with the effects of trauma. Week 12 is our last week. It's our new beginnings week. It's the time when we celebrate how far we've come in our healing journey. We will also do an amazing gratitude for trauma exercise, which I realize the name sounds a little bit weird because how can you be grateful for your trauma, right? But when we learn to look at things from the perspective of trauma learning, we learn to become grateful for the lessons that we've learned and for the person that we've become through the process. It's really an amazing exercise. Just wait. We'll also complete our vision board and update it and renew our goals and look at all of the goals that we were trying to accomplish and see what we need now to continue that forward movement. This is a beautiful journey that you're about to embark on. I hope that you will join me for these 12 weeks of awesomeness. It's really going to be a super cool class full of beautiful self-discovery and healing and love and compassion. And I just can't wait to meet you and to meet with you and to hear your wisdom and your insights. If you have any questions or suggestions, I would love to hear them. So put them in the comments. Otherwise, if you're ready to sign up and become one of our 10, click on the link below and sign up on the registration form. Again, the class is completely free, so I hope that you'll join us. Now, this class does not replace therapy or life coaching or any other healing modality that you might be doing. It just will enhance your therapy and your coaching or counseling or whatever else that you're into. So you don't have to stop any of that. In fact, it's encouraged that you are in therapy or you are in life coaching or doing something in addition to this class. You don't have to, it's not a requirement, but it is encouraged that you are in some sort of counseling or therapy or life coaching or some sort of program to help you move forward as well. So if you would like to discuss what types of therapy are out there that might be right for you, you can also sign up to do a free consultation with me where we can discuss your personal situation and I can make recommendations for some pretty amazing therapists and healing practitioners that I know. You might also choose to work with me. I've been trained in heart-centered life coaching, which is an amazing way to let go of emotional baggage and move forward in your life. And I'm happy to tell you obviously about that as well. So if you're ready to heal and move forward in your life and feel joy and peace and happiness again, then please click on the link below to sign up. And if all the spots are filled, please join our wait list because we're going to create more and more of these groups. As there's more interest, we will create more groups and release more options available, okay? So click on the link below to sign up or to pre-register for another future event. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns or comments, go ahead and message me or put it in the comments down below, and I always respond as quickly as I can. Thanks, everybody. See you later.